Today we're going to be making a clay trinket box using air dry clay. The first thing you're going to do is cut out your patterns using paper. You're going to need one 4x5, one 4x2, and one 5x2. The tools that you're going to be needing for this project are a mat, some wooden dowels, some metal flexible ribs, a wire, a triangle, a sculpting tool, a needle tool, a brush, a little bit of water, and your templates that you just cut. So to begin, you'll need your clay, your templates, your triangle, and your wooden dowels, a needle tool, and a wire, plus your mat. We're going to be rolling each piece separately. We're going to start with about a 1/4 pound of clay. Use your wire to cut it. And then you want to compact it well and try to keep it in a rectangle shape. Set your dowels up. Your square dowels are on either side of the clay and your round dowel goes on top. We're going to start with the bottom. Position it in the center towards the bottom and then just begin gently rolling it, picking it up, flipping it over, and then rolling it. All the while the round dowel is resting on the square dowels. This will maintain an even thickness. Continue to pick it up and flip it over. If you don't do that, it will get stuck to the mat, so this will prevent that. Keep flipping it and turning it, and then checking your size. So I'm going to remove the dowels now and continue rolling it gently so as to make it nice and even without the dowels, just to make it a little bit thinner than 1/2 inch thick. To double check the width of the clay, you can use the needle tool method where you press a needle tool in and hold it with your finger. So as you can see, it's a little bit under 1/2 inch, and that's pretty perfect for where we want it right now. You can use your flexible metal rib to smooth out the surface. Make sure you use the flat side, not the round side. And you're doing this without any pressure. It's just to smooth the surface, remove any cracks or wrinkles. You can add a little bit of moisture to your tool and flip it over. If you have some stubborn cracks, you can take a very damp sponge, very lightly damp sponge, and use that as moisture. Try not to use too much water at this point. So after using your template and marking off the parameters, you're going to use your triangle and your needle tool to cut it. Make sure your needle tool is straight against the straight edge. You're going to repeat that step for every shape that you have. For your flanges, you can just use the wooden dowels as your pattern. So in all, you'll be cutting 4 sides, 1 bottom, and a top that is at least 1/2 inch bigger than the bottom, plus 4 flanges that are approximately 5 inches long. Lay everything out very flat on top of a paper towel to help draw out some of the moisture, and then be sure to cover the whole thing up with a piece of plastic so it doesn't go to bone dry. We want them to firm up, but we don't want them to dry out. The next step will be assembling your boxes. We're going to be using the score, slip, reinforcement coil, and welding techniques.